like the new music.
I did too, man. I was just jamming.
Hello, everybody.
How's everybody this evening? It's Monday. We get
Fun
to
day.
Monday fun day. We get to go over all the wonderful things that we heard about during the weekend. So, how was your weekend, Linda?
See, I can't even speak. It was very restful.
This is good. You needed that.
Yes,
You
very restful,
really,
very
really
quiet,
needed that. You needed that.
very quiet.
That's good. That is
And
good.
just
You
in
needed
Zen
that.
mode all weekend.
You needed that. If anyone needed that quiet, peaceful, sit back, relax, it was you.
Thank you.
Yep. Yep. Mine was I took continuing education credits. And I sat there taking one right after another. And the funny thing with the way that thing is set up is you're sitting there and you get ready to take the test. Well, the last one I got ready to take, and it said, "You've already taken this one." Why didn't you tell me that before I read it and listened to everything? You should have flagged me the minute I got on here and said, "You're taking this one. Don't be here. Go away." But
Right.
it didn't. It
You would
didn't.
think so. You would think so.
It didn't. It didn't do any of that. Hello, KMM. It's so good to see you.
Hi, KMM.
We were just talking about what we did for the weekend. How was your weekend? Yeah, it was. I just read and listened to all of that, and it was horrible. It was how many nanometers does blue light go travel through the retina and blah, 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 400 to 480. And I was just, and then you've already taken this test. Oh, you're kidding me. Well, I sure didn't retain it because I don't remember it.
Well, I know they took the baby to the doctor last week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I told you. Now, this was last week. So he was 3 weeks old and he had already gained over a pound.
Wow, that's good. He needed to gain some weight. I am so sorry, KMM. Everybody give KMM a 1 for prayers. Pray for that baby.
Yeah. That flu A is horrible. Horrible. Don't let them just keep him down. Have it high.
Good evening, Donna. How are you this evening?
Don't let them just let him lay down because that will it could possibly turn into pneumonia or RSV. He's got to keep his lungs clear and moving around, even though he
Right.
may feel good.
Right.
That's what happened to my daughter-in-law Lucy. She had flu A and they kept her in bed because she was sick and it turned into pneumonia.
KMM, is your grandson's old enough to drink pineapple juice, right? Because they say pineapple juice is really good for congestion. I learned that from a very, very good friend and confidant. Pineapple juice is good. Oh no, say prayers for Donna's great nephew's half sister.
Oh, no.
Prayers for her. Donna.
Yeah, I knew he was 4 or 5 months older than Ellie Mae.
Pineapple juice. See, pineapple juice.
She'll be 14 months on the 1st.
So see, he's old enough that he could have pineapple juice and it breaks down all the congestion. So it's a good idea. I learned that.
It worked for my son.
For me. It worked amazing for me.
Because he had the flu A too when Lucy had it. And I bought pineapple and it had a bunch of juice in it.
Mhm.
Told him take it back to the hospital, and both of you need to eat this. And
Yep.
he ate it, and he was feeling better the next day or the day after.
We learned that from a very smart person. Very smart person. All right. So tell me, let's go into your news because I got to say real quick before we go any further that there's a couple things I want to say. One, get ready to see the smoke at the Vatican because I've had 2 dreams on it and usually I'm not wrong. So it should be anytime. All I'm seeing is smoke. And it's been one was last night and one was 2 nights ago. So, let him pass into his new life. Hopefully he's gotten right since then. Anyway, and then the other thing that I wanted to say real quick is I got on complaining. Who, me? Yeah, I did. Because I told Linda I am so tired of being lied to. I'm so sick of being lied to as an American citizen, and I'll go into that later, but it's starting to get on my nerves a little bit. So, but I'm going to let Linda talk about her news.
Okay. First of all, I want to say, Connie, your hair looks beautiful tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really like that. That looks nice tonight. Not that it doesn't other nights, but it's just like exceptionally nice.
Perfect tonight. Okay, well, don't give it too many compliments because it won't do it again.
Yeah, I've been watching. I've got stuff on my phone that I wanted to read part of it, but I was going to talk about Elon Musk and the federal employees that they sent that out stating that they needed to put a 5-point bulletin on what they did last week at work and turn it in. And if they didn't do it, they would take it as a sign of resignation. So if you don't tell your superior what you did last week and what you got accomplished for the week, then you prove you're not doing the job anyway. Right?
Right.
So these pesky little people went on to file a class action lawsuit against him. You can't make this stuff up, guys. You just can't. They did. They filed a class action lawsuit against him, saying that he can't fire them because human resources told him they can't. I did not know human resources. Connie pointed this out to me. I didn't realize until Connie said it. Human resources is more powerful than the president. You can't make this stuff up, guys. But I did want to read to you what departments and the people, and then I'll explain why it was so important to me. Okay, so the Agriculture Department layoffs 2,000 probationary non-firefighting employees. Defense Department, 5,400 probationary workers. Department of Health and Human Services, 700 probationary employees with CDC and other agencies. Department Land of Home Security, 405 probationary staffers. The Department of Veterans, 1,000 employees serving less than 2 years. Department of Education, at least 39 people. Energy Department, as many as 350. Inspector General, at least 17. The IRS cuts are expected soon for thousands of probationary workers. And
Those are the ones that have the second job, I want you to know. Go ahead.
The Justice Department, more than a dozen career employees, and the National Park, about 1,000 newly hired employees. Now, the one thing that all of that has in common is, would I say, 87% are probationary employees, meaning they've probably been there less than 90 days.
Those are probably the ones that they talked about, that they have created so many jobs.
Yeah,
Well, so many people are losing their jobs. They have
right.
created so many to help the economy. Well, there you go. That's what they created. And some of them are working at home doing other jobs.
Oh, yeah. And over the weekend, I found out, I don't know if you knew this and if it's nationwide or what, but all the Kohl's stores in Michigan are closing.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's nationwide, but they're all closing here.
Wow.
There's one, two, three. There's three locations, three or four locations I can go to that are close enough, and all four of them are closing. So
So does
everything
that
around,
tell you that the economy is bad?
we lost Sears, we
Mhm.
lost Montgomery Wards, we lost Kmart.
Remember how they called it monkey wards?
Yes,
I just had to bring that up. Sorry. I don't
yes,
know. Yeah.
they had nice clothes.
Sears had some nice stuff too.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my gosh. And look at
yeah,
it.
yep,
Joanne Fabrics are closing too.
yep. They started out with just one. Yeah, a lot of the pennies. We have one pennies left here.
See, guys, come on. That shows you right there that our economy is not what they're saying it is. We have so much to discuss tonight that I just, wow. Um, so let me start with this real quick. Does everybody know about the Robert Brooks deal? That inmate that they had those great big corn fed. I mean, these guys were big. You can't make this up. These guys were every bit, all five or six of them were all
Yeah,
like
yeah,
6'3" and 2 foot wide. I mean, they were huge, corn fed, looked like football players. And this guy was about 5'8".
he was getting transferred. He had only been at the jail for 30 minutes.
And they beat the tar out of him.
And in those 30 minutes is when they beat him.
Right.
And he was dead within 30 minutes of being in the jail.
Right. And they show what had happened is what these guys fail to think about is their body cam goes on, it automatically will go on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Their body cam automatically goes on and it starts recording. Now you have to push the body cam button to be able to get audio. So there was no audio on the film. But if you want to see the film, you can look up Robert Brooks and it's all over YouTube. But you guys, it is
And these guys are so damn dumb. I mean, I'm not saying what they did was right, but these guys are so damn dumb. They don't even know that their videos are on and
right.
capturing it all.
Well, this happened December 9th.
I know, but still.
Well, here's my thing. And guess who leaked it out?
Um, I don't know. I'll leave that one up to you.
Stacey Abrams. Now, this prison has been known for this before. Okay.
Yeah.
Take that into consideration. The other thing is that it happened in December. And wasn't it just told recently how Stacey Abrams received multiple millions of dollars through U.S. aid fund? So this is what I'm telling you about distractions. So now, you know what? I'm going to leak this out and you can watch this and be horrified, which it definitely happened. It's not a scam. It happened. But she started all this ruckus with showing it, and it wasn't right. And these guys do need to go to prison, and they do need to do time, because nobody should ever beat a person that's handcuffed like that. It should never be done. It is so, oh my gosh, you guys, it's heart-wrenching. It's
And you know the worst part? These guys are so big and stuff, and
yeah.
they have to use, you know, sticks, their sticks and stuff on these guys. And it's like that just goes to show that how deep they want it to hurt is, I mean, you whack somebody in the leg with a stick, you're going to break their leg.
Well, and then they took him into medical, laid
Uh-huh.
him down on the medical table, and proceeded to put their boot into his chest. And then he was bleeding profusely from his mouth from where he had been beaten before he got there. And one guard just took a white rag and shoved it down his throat. He wasn't trying to dab it, he shoved it down his throat. And I'm like, and then one guy hit him, took 4 or 5 punches at him, and then they tied his legs up. And I mean, you guys,
And no, this guy did not fight them. No,
no,
this guy did not spit on him, them.
no,
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 this guy did absolutely positively
nothing,
nothing wrong.
nothing, nothing. And you know, if they were going after whatever information, because you can see their little mouse going like this, but we have
Yeah,
no video. Um, the thing is, it doesn't matter.
right,
Should have never been beaten like that.
right.
Never, ever. And this is people that have too much power for their britches, and they think that they're totally in control. Okay, so
Carolyn,
now that I've screamed and hollered all about that, well, now all the prison guards are on strike.
right.
And they're on strike, and they're saying that it's unsafe conditions. And there's a new HALT law. It's called a HALT, HALT law, that says that you cannot put a prisoner in solitary confinement anymore.
I tell you what, I know somebody that had a, well, not a child, it was a grown man, but anyway, he did time in prison, and he was in solitary confinement for, out of 2 years, a good majority of it, because he was, you know, fighting the system, and you got 2 years, man. Suck it up, do it like a man, and you get out. But he
Yeah.
was fighting and everything else in prison, and
Mm-hmm.
he's been out for 2 years, 3 years. He's been out for 3 years, still not right.
No, no. And, I'm not saying that they should be in solitary confinement for long periods of time.
No, I know what you're saying.
But there's got to be some kind of punishment in there, because, come on, everybody knows you're in there for a reason, and we want you to rehabilitate. But whatever it is, without laying hands on somebody to punish them, then okay, I'm
Right.
with it. All right. Other than torture and all that kind of stuff. But I just think that this is a big distraction to get off of Stacey Abrams' millions of dollars that she got off of that fund. I just do. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Because why didn't we hear about it in December? Why are we hearing about it now in February, the end of February, when it happened December 9th? You're
right.
just now leaking it out?
Right.
Oh, Carolyn, I'm sure that you have seen some really crazy things. And it's it's just not right. And I feel sorry a lot. I feel sorry for prison guards, because they go through a lot.
Yeah,
I know some, and they go through a lot in there.
but you just don't start beating
You
somebody
just
for,
don't start beating on somebody like that unmercifully, and torturing them and doing that kind of thing.
especially if they didn't do anything wrong.
Don, I'm going to tell you something about that. Um, at one time, beating a pit bull or beating a dog or mistreating a dog like that and being horrible never used to be a law. But now it's called the Susie's Law. And you could do time for beating an animal like that.
You
And
can
what had happened,
not even that bad.
yep. Well, Susie's Law, the it was a pit bull mix, and the owner had set it on fire,
Oh, yeah.
beat it, and broke all of its broke its jawbones and whatever, and set it on fire. Anyway, long story short, Susie's good. Susie had a good home after that. They took her, and they had the Susie Law for it, and he went to prison for a while for it too. So you know what? You don't beat animals either. God
Right.
didn't put animals on this earth for you to beat them. You don't. If you can't take care of them, then don't get one. That's all
Yep.
I can say. Just don't, because they're your best
You
friend,
can't give them a forever home, and you know you're gonna have that dog until you have to humanely euthanize them,
right?
or
Or they,
unless they just from old age or whatever.
right, right. Because you know what? They give unconditional love. They do.
Yes,
Anyone that's ever had any, they give unconditional love. They love you no matter what you do to them.
unless it's a husky. They have their own mind. They will love you like a cat when they feel like it. Okay, I'm sorry, go on.
All right. So, I mean, so putting all that aside, it was wrong. The guards need to go to jail for it. They need to do their time for it. They did it. It's on camera. It's there. But Stacy, your time's coming too, so you can join the guards in jail too.
Right?
Just on the upper floor with the women.
Yep.
Um, it's just, I know my cats love me too, and they don't, and they're feral, and Minnie Mouse has finally let me start petting her. She was a little afraid, but now she's let me pet her, so we become real close friends. But no, you shouldn't get away with that. That shouldn't be done. We know that's bad. But just now I heard, now are y'all ready for this? Ready for this? $46 million that went to the Ukraine has been money laundered somewhere, and they can't find it.
According,
Elon Musk found it, that it went out, that they got it.
but it never went to Zelensky.
Oh, no. No, he never saw it. And he said, and I will find whoever they did this, and I will put them in jail. Really? Well, then you better start putting your shackles on, because from what I understand, you got a new villa in Italy. You've got 2 new yachts. You've got, come on, come on. And you know what? You're going to find, and I'm telling you right now, prophecy says, or prophetic word says, that I'm going to just spew out my mouth. You're going to find Biden's involved in that, and Hunter too. It's all coming down, you guys. It's all coming down, and there's no way these guys are going to get away with it. And this week, I can't say any. I can say allegedly, Adam Schiff's in a lot of trouble too. And man, the day will shine like sun. The sun will shine when that man goes to jail. I'll be so happy I won't even be able to contain myself.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't want Patel in there.
I'd like to see Warren,
Oh,
Schumer, and Pelosi.
and Waters.
Yeah, and Waters.
And my new one on the hit list is Raskin. Oh, that man irritates me worse than any man I've ever seen. I thought that no one could get worse than Adam. Well, you know what, Jamie, you're coming in there. You're Raskin. It's Jamie Raskin, and he is something to reckon with. So yeah. Oh, Swalwell. Yeah, let's get that one out of there too. Man, we could make a list. And Patel, and now Dan Bongino. Ooh, yeah, I'm all excited. Wait till Dan Bongino gets in there with him.
I also heard,
Hmm.
I don't know if it's the governor or the congressman for Wisconsin, Evers is his name. He's trying to put through a law that takes away the word mother and we will be called inseminated person.
Well, that is never going to happen. If my kids ever call me inseminated, and I wasn't inseminated, by the way, but they better not even call me that, or birth person. I don't like that one either.
No.
Birthing person. Come
Oh,
on.
KMM, it was the governor.
Yeah, that's just sick. That's it. But let's go there. So the Maine governor said that he was at the governor's little deal luncheon or whatever with Trump, and Trump was talking, and he said, we will let transgenders compete in the Olympics against women, and there's nothing you can say. What? Where do these people get off thinking that they have that much control?
Right.
I mean, there's a chain of command.
They got some big kahunas, I say.
I am telling you what, we can't make this up, guys. We cannot make this up.
No.
There's just like in your family, there's a chain of command. And at your job, there's a chain of command. And in our country, there is a chain of command. Oh, and the father is to be called parent.
Let's go back years, guys, on Saturday Night Live when it was good.
Right? With Gilda Radner.
The Coneheads,
Yeah, remember the Coneheads?
the parental units. I'm surprised that that's not what they want to call us.
I
The parental
forgot
unit.
about that. That is so funny. I forgot about that.
The day my child calls me a parental unit,
I forgot
I
about
will book a flight right to DC.
that. Right? No, no. That is just, you know what? There is there is no greater word in the world than mother or father. I'm sorry.
Right.
That's the way I mean, I hold that to hell, or mom or dad,
Ma,
ma. I mean,
mamacita.
whatever. I just don't want to be called inseminated person or birthing person. I mean, that just takes everything away. It makes us sound like, I don't even want to say animals at that point, because
We are
it's lower. It's way lower than the worms, and they
that
do it
makes
themselves.
that makes us sound like vessels. We're vessels for the
Laboratory experiments.
yeah, we're vessels for these babies. And then they come out. Well, if they don't want us to call us mother, then figure out how to get the baby out without a cesarean either.
Or figure out how to make the baby without the mom, period. And
There
then
you
you can do the test tube thing, but you know what? You can't have my egg because I'm not going to let you. So how about that? You better be able to create an egg.
right.
Good luck. You
Right.
know, that, remember they tried to clone a sheep one time, and look where that got him. Poor
Right.
Dolly. Poor Dolly. You know, it's like I said, you just can't make this stuff up.
No.
That was the
Not even
governor in Wisconsin, right?
yeah, Wisconsin.
And then the governor in Maine was the one that said that the transgenders will play sports with whoever, whatever.
Mhm.
And Trump said, "Well, and I will shut off your federal funding." And he got really quiet because he probably is going to put a lawsuit up against him to keep his federal funding. I mean, you guys, these people right now are working off of, all I can say is they're working off of one brain cell,
Yeah.
you know, and it's the wrong one. Really, it's the wrong one.
Hmm.
It's just, they're trying to eliminate everything that's good in this world. I sat there thinking to myself, I've never seen so much evil. By the way, there was another plane crash, another plane that started. It started on fire, a Delta plane, and it was in Atlanta, Georgia, and it just started smoking all in the in the plane. It wasn't smoking outside the plane, but it was smoking inside where all the passengers are.
That happens sometimes. I've been on a plane when that happened.
Well, this was real thick, heavy, thick smoke, like it was on fire.
Well, I can't remember the reason for it. They said, but they did take us back to the gate.
Well, these guys all unloaded, and at that point, I'm gonna tell you, I would have said, "You what? You think I'm gonna get on a plane right now after that?" And all the ones that have crashed and everything that's going on, you buy me a taxi to drive me home. I am not going to get on a plane, guys. I've decided right now I'm not getting on a plane until things change. Oh, well, we'll say a prayer for Travis because it's scary right now. These planes they're crashing into each other, and they're back to that one brain cell. I mean, gosh, you guys, I don't even know what to say anymore. I just don't. I wake up and I think, what kind of mind boggling, mind blowing thing am I going to hear today? I mean, it's I almost thought that you couldn't blow my mind. And then they do. I mean, right? Right?
I'm
Zelensky never got that money. Linda, he never got that money. He never got it. He, I don't know where he got all those yachts from. Maybe they were just given to him.
maybe, maybe it was to help fight the war.
The
They
yachts.
needed the yachts to help fight
Okay.
the war, and he needed a new villa um, as a
Is
command
that protected?
as a command post.
Okay. All right. Well, none of that is holding any water. And that little man needs to go back into his dancing career and get out of politics. Well, actually, should go to jail and entertain the inmates in
Right.
his dancing career. And you know, I want to just say this real quick because I'm sure you all watched the press conference with Macron, right? Did you watch it?
No,
Okay.
I heard there was one.
Yeah, well, he was on there and they would ask him a question, and all of a sudden he'd start talking French. And I was sitting there watching him, and I think that is one of the most beautiful languages there is. I love French. I think it's very, very, very pretty. But the whole time I'm sitting there, it keeps going through my head. How do I know what you're saying? How do I know you're not saying that Trump is a scumbag? I mean, how do I know? And Trump doesn't know because he's like, oh, you know what? The French language is so beautiful. And I'm like, how do you know he didn't just call you a scumbag?
Right. I think because I know in meetings they have those earbuds that go in, and when it hears a foreign language, it converts over to English in
Yeah.
your ear. So maybe that's how he knows what he's saying and not
Well,
calling him a scumbag.
well, you know what he said is he said, I've got to tell you, I got to tell you that French is the most beautiful. That's the most beautiful language I've ever heard, but I have no idea what he just said.
Oh,
because he just started rattling, and I thought,
Right.
how many languages come in and they talk on our TV and we have no idea what they're saying?
Right. I thought that many, many times.
Yeah. I mean, they're supposed to have translators, but he was rattling on and no one translated what he said. So I have no idea what he said.
Right, exactly.
I guess he could have been saying, okay, all you French people that are here that I've implanted, get ready. When I give you the green light. I mean,
Right.
I know that's not what he said, but holy cow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I hope, what, KMM? I hope he was wearing an earbud and he knew what he was saying and the earbud was translating for him, because wow.
Right.
Because no one translated for us what he said. So I have
Right.
no idea. It's unbelievable. Every morning you wake up with a shocking and awe moment
Yep.
where you're like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you remember, that it was supposed to be 24 was going to be unbelievable, but 25 was going to be worse.
this is when the truth is all coming out.
Yep.
This is a reveal of everything that was hidden.
Yep.
And I have a question for y'all. I heard a little bits and pieces because I've been doing a dive into this too, but I'm going to ask you all. You give me your opinion. You think there's any gold in Fort Knox? Think there's any gold in Fort Knox? Do you know when Fort Knox was at the last time it was audited?
A year after it was put there.
Fort Knox was audited one vault in 1974. Okay. In 1974, it was only one vault. Before that, it was 1939. Nobody's been now. Think about this for a minute. You're running a big business, a multi-billion trillion dollar business, and you got all your money in the vault.
In one spot.
Yeah. Now they're saying there's actually 3 spots, but nevertheless, you never go in there. You never go. I mean, even Scrooge McDuck was counting his money all the time.
Right. Right.
And you never go in there.
I saw a meme on that. I told Connie earlier. It's it said, "What do you think is in Fort Knox?" And then the picture was a safe with eggs in it. That's what everybody's thinking is in Fort Knox.
Right? Because our
Right.
eggs have gone up so high and they're hoarding them. They're hoarding our eggs.
That's too funny.
You know what, KMM? I have already talked to Linda about that. And I said the minute they let us know about that, we're going live. So as soon as we know, we'll go live. Just like remember.
Hi, Clyde.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, good.
She says, "Okay, good."
Uh-oh. What did you do to her? Bite him, Missy.
She's getting so fat.
No, she's not. She's pleasingly plump and she's happy.
Okay.
She loves her body. She's comfortable in her fur.
That's right. She's comfortable in her fur. She don't like you calling her fatty. All right. So, yeah, as soon as we find out about that, we will definitely go live and we'll do it just like Geraldo did Al Capone's too. Do you remember that? Okay, they're getting to the wall and oh, there's another one. They're going to have to blast through it. Do you all remember what was in there?
Nothing.
There was.
There was something in there.
Yeah.
I remember nothing.
Yeah, there
I
was.
remember watching it though. It was
There was something in there. There was a chair and a bottle.
anticlimactic.
There was a chair and a bottle.
We were waiting for money and dead bodies and everything else. And
That's right, Donna. More to love.
she's my name, Fatty.
She's not. Tell them to quit calling you names like that.
You ladies need to stop beating them so much.
No, she's happy, and you know what? And she's gonna say, "I don't want to be around you. Keep calling me
She's
names."
gonna fall over when these names not get out.
No, she's not.
Come on, Missy. I take you.
No, it's not gonna happen, huh, Missy? You come see me and tell him to quit calling you names. Anyway,
You'll get cleaned up.
so we went over Fort Knox. Then we went over and the inmates, by the way, I forgot to tell you on that last one. She's fluffy. How cute. She is fluffy. The inmates and some of the look, her's perfect. Leave her alone.
She is perfect. Perfectly chubby.
No, she's not.
I'm gonna leave. You ladies are getting all over me.
Oh, well, because you're being mean.
I know.
Okay, so the inmates that have no guards in the prison right now because they're all on strike are running rampant through the prison. Of course, they can't get out. They've got the National Guard in some of the prisons trying to whatever they're trying to do. I mean, I don't think working for the National Guard and working for the prison system is exactly the same, but I'm sure they're doing the best they can. And some of them don't even have the National Guard. So you can imagine they're running all over. It's a holiday. We can do whatever we want to. Nobody's watching us.
Right.
And if we get, they say we did something, we can say we didn't.
Right.
Right. Because you have no proof. Because you know the camera's going down. As soon as he got free, tear out the cameras. Let's have a party.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know it.
Yeah. For sure.
So you got that going on. And then Russia says they don't want a ceasefire. I think that's more the Ukraine doesn't want a ceasefire. But anyway, because he's making too much money that he said he didn't get it. He never got that money, he said. He never got it. He's going to send whoever to jail when he finds out who did it. Please.
It's like OJ.
Yeah, OJ said he didn't do it either.
He
We
was
found out later he did.
He was going to be the one to go find out who did it.
There you go. Remember that?
Just look in the mirror.
Remember that? OJ said he was going to find out who did it too. And guess
Oh, by the way, speaking of dead people.
Oh my God.
Chuck Humor?
No, we didn't die yet.
Roberta Flack passed away.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Maybe
She was 88.
No, but he's going
88. Pope's 88.
to. The Pope is 88.
Mm-hmm.
So that ought to tell you something. You know, I mean, I just pray that the Pope has said his forgiveness and ask for forgiveness before he passes on, because that crucifix that was behind him was the scariest demonic crucifix I've ever seen in my life.
Never seen it.
Oh, I'll show it to you.
Okay.
It was pretty scary. 1937
That's what?
was apparently when he was born,
Mm.
the Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next one's going to be, it's going to be interesting. Let's hope
It's probably going to be a woman.
It's going to be that lady that took the money from her.
I think she's a man.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I didn't know what you were talking about. I was going to say it can't be a lady.
And then he said, "One that thinks it's a man, it's gonna go sit in there in the
Popist.
no, I don't know.
Conclave.
No, it'd still be the Pope because she thinks she's a man. So she'd go in to the where all those priests go. What is it called?
Conclave.
Huh? The conclave. Well, that's where she's going to go in there with them. I wonder how that's all going to work out.
I guess we'll find out. Thank God.
Let's pray that doesn't happen. Let's pray that doesn't happen. Let's pray that we have somebody amazing that goes in and turns that whole thing around.
You find an amazing Catholic priest, and I'll give you $1 million.
Well, I mean, there's got to be one. Speaking of that, I got to tell a story about one. Okay, so there was one that his name was called.
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
There was one that I used to dispense glasses to all the time, and he used to come in, and he always had on his habit or his whatever, his collar and everything, and he had dog fur, dog hair all over him all the time, and his hair was always disheveled, and he was balding, and we would talk, and it's kind of hard. I mean, at that point, you really don't know what to talk about because you're like, I'm not Catholic, and
Right.
and does he want to hear, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned"? I mean, I don't know. What do you want to hear me say? Anyway, he would come in and talk politics with me all the time.
Wow.
And he used to say, well, that Hillary Clinton, she's nothing but a man, and Bill Clinton is got sexual. And I used to laugh. I used to laugh when he left. Oh my gosh, I would laugh so hard. Did you hear what he just said? And then he would rat out all that because my priest, and I thought, you have a priest? So you go in levels or what? Well, they just caught him and he was with a man. I thought, my ears are curling. My ears are curling.
I see your comments, you guys. I didn't mean that really derogatory. My mom has a priest that I think she might have a secret little crush on.
Aww.
He's an amazing priest. So, yes, I know they're out there.
There are amazing priests out there. There's just, you know what? In every religion, there's good and bad, right? The religions that scare me are the ones that take the word and they twist it to fit into their religion.
Right.
The Book of Mormon, I'm sorry, I read the Book of Mormon and no bueno. Okay. You don't take the word and twist it where it says, and you guys, I think it's in 2 Corinthians where they say a woman is to be submissive to her husband. Okay. To be submissive. It doesn't say that it's the mother and the daughters and everyone like the Mormon religion believes that every woman is to be submissive. They twisted that around. And that's why they think they can have umpteen kids and umpteen wives and umpteen whatever, and everyone's to do whatever. I guess you could find a hole in just about every religion if you looked hard enough. But but when you take stuff that's like bad and twisted, that's when I've got real problems.
Yeah, and they've done a lot of that twisting.
They do. They twist the word.
I mean, here's my thing. To this day, still, I have been on this earth 62 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know if that's a blessing or
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. We're all blessed with you.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
But I, for the life of me, can't understand why Catholic priests still can't get married. Every other religion has female pastors and married. I understand the concept. I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school for 8 years. This is just like, why? Why can't they get married?
Well, the Greek Orthodox are priests and they do the Catholic religion too, but they're allowed to get married.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they need to update that a little bit. I think there wouldn't be so many groceries.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you don't hear of nuns anymore, do you?
Well, they're
Nobody
out.
wants to live that well, let me back up. Let me back
They're
up.
out there. There's some out
There's not there are women out there that would be willing to give their life to Jesus
there. Right.
all the way, shape, and form.
Right.
But with millennials, Gen Y, Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Q, Alpha, Beta, all of your newer millennials, anything under the next one under me, a baby boomer, but the next one under,
Millennials, and then that's a Gen Z's, right?
I'm not sure.
Mhm.
But anybody that's
The boomers.
anybody that's under the age or around the age 25 to 30 is not going to give up their selfish ways to become a priest or a nun. That's just not going to happen. It's not. These kids are so spoiled and so ridiculous anymore. They want all the worldly possessions and they want them now at
Mhm.
16
Mhm.
when it took all our lives
Mhm.
to get our possessions.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I mean, that's what I'm trying to say here.
Well, I mean, and life has gotten a lot easier for some than it has for others. I mean, they were brought up at 5 years old going to kindergarten on a computer, or even younger than that, using mom's smartphone. I didn't get a computer or even know about the internet until both my kids were already alive and running all over everywhere. They were already being taught. I was
Mine
like, here we go, throw me into this. And
We didn't get a computer until the almost the late 90s.
see, so I mean, it's amazing what's out there. I mean, they made the internet so that we would have a great big library to go and be able to learn and be able to look something up if you had a question or whatever. And I'll be doggone if man didn't turn it into every evil thing they could to change it around and put the evil in it.
Donna says there's a new big Dominican nuns order in Michigan. I haven't heard about it. I have not heard about it, but I do know back in the day. Don't get me wrong, I'm I'm not a Catholic hater. I'm no longer Catholic. I'm non-denominational. I
That's
just
what
read my Bible.
you know what, that's what I am. And you know I just don't want you to change what it says.
Right.
It
Right.
says this is what it means,
I
you
mean,
know.
since I was a little girl, like in 4th grade, which I said I went to Catholic school for 8 years. But in 4th grade, I started questioning a whole lot of things.
Mhm.
A whole like, why do I have to go to this man and tell him what I did wrong? Why can't I just pray to God? Why do I have
Well,
to tell the priest to pray for me to pray to God? Why can't I just pray to God?
you can, because it's a straight line up. But they feel like saying your confessions brings it out into the open and makes you feel better. Confessing out loud is supposed to, I don't know what it's supposed to do, but
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, like I said, when I was in 4th grade, I started questioning a lot of things, you know.
but
But
you know
I
what?
will say this much about the Dominican nuns back in the day.
Hmm.
And I'm talking about 50s, 60s, 40s, 30s. Back in the day, the Dominican nuns were the meanest nuns.
Are they the ones that had the rulers and
Yeah.
slapped you on the hand? Okay.
Yes.
Well, see, I never
My
experienced
dad got back then the rulers were like this thick too.
that. Ouch.
And my dad got his knuckles busted open.
That's no. That's torture.
Needless to say, my dad got kicked out of school because he punched the nun in the face. But it's not the right thing to do. But first chain reaction, you know.
Right. When you're hurt, you're going to try
Right.
and defend
And
yourself.
he was a teenage hothead.
Well, I another thing that the Church of Latter Day Saints believes that Jesus and Satan were brothers. When they told me that, they said they were brothers, I said, show me the scripture that says that. Well, it doesn't say it. We just know it. Nope, that's where you're mistaken.
Well,
If it doesn't say it, you can't make it up.
they also say that Jesus was married and had kids.
See, this you can't make that stuff up. You can't just decide that this is what you want and this is the way it's going to be, because it's not the way it is. They're trying to change history on us right now. They said that, didn't they say that they're saying now that Lincoln was a homosexual? I mean, they're saying that now too. And I'm like, I'd never heard that.
There was one of our presidents that was.
Yes, there was.
We figured that out before.
Yeah, but I didn't think it wasn't Lincoln. So,
yeah. So it's that time.
It is that time, y'all. It is that time. I hate this time because I love talking to y'all. So tomorrow we're going to be on the bus, but let's see what kind of crazy stuff we can come up with. Hey, you want to tell everybody about the hat contest one more time, because we have till this Friday.
Yes. Yes. Do you have the hat? Well, anyway, you can win a gold baseball cap that says "Make America Great Again" with Trump's signature and 47 on the side. All you need to do is, there you go, that one right there. All you need to do is send in a funny video of something that you recorded, nothing off the internet. It can be animals, it can be planes, trains, cars, it doesn't matter. Anything that's funny that you recorded or somebody in your family recorded, it doesn't matter. Send it to cattyconnie@gmail.com. But there's one other thing. You must be a subscriber to win the hat.
Oh, you added something in there.
Yes.
Hey, by the way, I want to thank everybody for the ones that I've gotten, because I'm telling you what, there's some good ones. There is some good ones. So thank you all for that. I just wanted to remind everybody that whoever hasn't, because Lord have mercy if I didn't give anybody enough time, we've reminded and told and everything. So you guys all have till the 28th.
11:59.
11:59, and then we'll make our decision. So next Monday we will be coming out with our winner, and then we're going to do something else for another hat. So yes,
maybe we might incorporate it. You know, we have a big month coming up next month.
Okay.
You know what it is. We have a big date coming up.
Oh, yeah, we do.
So we'll think of something to maybe give away one for that.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. All right, y'all. I love you the most. And
love you.
We will
Thank you so much for your love and kindness and support. And
make sure you like on your way out the door.
There you go. You took it right out of my mouth. Thank you all. Have a great night, and we will see you back here tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.